First tonight, a group that is dedicated to local history is hoping a piece of it can inspire us to vote next month. The head of the Harpswell Historical Society says we can find inspiration from an old New England tradition, town meetings. 207's John Kerrigan made the run to Harpswell to find out.
Yes, Rob, good to see you. Harpswell, in case there's anybody who doesn't know, is a community of peninsulas and islands and is one of Maine's older towns. This story is about that town, a building, a book, and an idea. In the center of Harpswell, we found a Maine treasure. Just tell me again about this building.
1757.
1757. And was, as far as you know, we realize you're not that old, it was pretty much like this?
Oh yeah, I mean, the box pews were taken out in the 1850s,
yeah.
So it could be remodeled into a town office.
For 250 years, the Harpswell Meeting House has been part of life in this town. So this building predated the American Revolution?
Yes.
By quite a bit?
Yes.
The Historical Society's David Hackett says the first printed copy of the Declaration of Independence was read in public in this same room. He's been taking care of the meeting house for close to 40 years.
The gunpowder and shot for the Harpswell militia was stored in the attic. There's still 2 gunpowder kegs up there.
Plus this one, not empty.
But it still has powder in it.
And symbolic, maybe, because for years the meeting house, like so many others, was home to occasionally fiery arguments at the annual town meeting. Captured in this book back in 1940 by Maine author John Gould, The New England Town Meeting, Safeguard of Democracy.
Town meeting is something I've gone to since I was a little kid.
These pictures show a piece of the old Maine, back when town meeting was also a social event. But David Hackett says the Historical Society decided those pictures and the story the book tells are still valuable today.
Given the times that we live in right now, this book seems very, very appropriate. There's so much discord in our country right now that it seems like this would be a good time to just stop back and think about what it was like here 80 some odd years ago.
John Gould started out as a newspaper reporter in Brunswick and Lisbon. His writing style, his Maine humor and insight captured a national audience through columns in the Christian Science Monitor. And along the way, he wrote some 24 books.
I knew he was a free porter. And you see his books circulate occasionally, but it was fun to pull these for you because I did not realize how many books he'd actually published.
Freeport librarian Megan Fogg pulled all these books from their shelves, including Gould's first book about the town meeting.
The whole family comes, mother and father to vote, and the children to listen and to learn how.
It goes on to describe how the meetings would last all day, with arguments and lunch in between, then with supper and a dance at night. But in Harpswell, David Hackett thinks there are lessons for today in this book, which is why the Historical Society decided to reprint 500 copies so more people can read it.
But his words are as relevant today as written some 84 years ago. We all must do our part to safeguard democracy.
The story of the old-time town meetings, he says, written the year World War II began, is all about democracy in its purest form.
To hold fast to the precept that there are 2 sides to every question, and the majority shall rule.
But in this era of vicious social media and divisive debate, the people at Harpswell Historical say there are things we can learn from this early meeting place and from the old days of town meetings. It is, after all, in the book. David Hackett says they've already sold 125 copies of those books. It was out of print, so they have, in fact, republished it. If you want to get one, you can go to Gulf of Maine Books in Brunswick or Island Candies on Orr's Island, which is part of Harpswell. And Rob, it's a fascinating thing. Of course, I grew up going to town meetings, and They've changed a lot. A lot of places have dropped them. But the point in that book and that he makes is that it's still such a focus of pure democracy.
And with the dance after the long day of debate.
You got to get along with your neighbors, right?
Yes, no, that's really an important part of the whole cycle.
Yep, absolutely.
Thanks, Don.